Now today with this video because a lot of people don't understand why the ditzy Democrats are out here fighting for the illegals, the illegal aliens. Why are they out here fighting for legals? Well, redistricting. What is redistricting, you say? Well, redistricting is the process of drawing electoral district boundaries in the United States, which occurs every 10 years following the national census. The process is essential for ensuring fair representation in the U.S. House of Representatives and state legislatures as it reflects changes in population and demographics. The U.S. Constitution mandates this process to maintain proportional representation. Redistricting can significantly influence political power and representation at various levels of government, yada, yada, yada. What the hell does this mean? Well, what it means is that when they do the census, this is how districts are allowed to regroup themselves. And every 10 years, they're able to do this because people move, people die, people come into the country. So they need to count these people. But what they did in redistricting is in the 2020 census, they allowed illegal aliens to be counted. And when they allowed illegal aliens to be counted, California got more delegates, New York got more delegates, and every other blue district that we hate got more delegates. More delegates, more seats, more power. This is why the Democrats are in the streets fighting like hell for illegal aliens. Okay. And if you want to know if anybody tried to stop it, well, who was president at the time? President Trump. And did he try to stop it? Yes, he did. Let's go over that really quickly. The proof, the evidence that your president, Donald J. Trump, is always America first. He was America first when he was 4-5, and now he's America first as 4-7. And I hate when MAGA starts fighting, internally. Like, guys, keep it together and trust in the fact that we made the right decision. We got the right guy in office, and you may not agree with certain things, but sit back and watch because Trump didn't want to get us into no long, drag out fight. He was removing us from Iran. Okay, had he got the second term, that was his plan, and he was going to do it very eloquently, and everybody would have been safe, and none of that crap. We wouldn't have lost those 13 soldiers. We wouldn't have left American people behind and brought some of the people over here with us and left our own people back over there, and all those people wouldn't have died that day the way they did. It was brutal. It was horrible. If you saw the pictures are very graphic. It was very sad to see those soldiers. It looked like they were on to like board a plane, or either they were helping people to get to the destination where they could board the plane, and they were, it was just horrible. And Joe Biden is responsible for that. So Trump didn't want to get us in a war. He talked against us entering the war with Iraq. Okay, so he's not for long drag out wars, and we need to know this. Trump is not with this bullshit. He's America first. This is not, he's about making us prosperous. We're going to build our dome and make our place safe. He's going to bring, jobs back here, AI, investment money coming into the country. A lot of things can open up for a lot of Americans, but we have to stay on track. Stop with the freaking fighting every 5 minutes. Stop wigging out. I don't encourage drugs, but if you need a Valium, take it and sit the hell down. Calm down. Please, take it. Now, let me show you how dope President Trump is. Because he saw what they were doing. He knew that they were going to take these illegals and use them to gain control and gain power over, the states, the blue states, to get more power. And that would, in turn, make Republican and red states less powerful, less resourceful, because they If they let illegals fill out the census, then it's saying, okay, well, more funding is needed for New York, more funding is needed for Chicago, more funding is needed for the West Coast. And you see how these places are just draining money. They're just sucking money and wasting it. They have nothing to show for it. They've burned billions of dollars. They have nothing to show for it. People better be paying close attention to their pensions, because I understand shit is going down in Chicago. So you better pay attention to your goddamn pensions. You might want to take a little out and do a little investing on the side for yourself, just in case shit goes to hell. Just saying. But President Trump right here, and I'm not going to read all this because I like people to come back and read it for themselves. When you read things for yourself, you get a clearer understanding. You can go back and make sure that you understand it in the way that you need to. So that when you hear these lies from the leftist, liberal, crackhead media, you will be able to say, okay, well, that's a lie because I read this document, this article, and it doesn't support anything they're saying. I listen to Trump when he gives his conferences, just like every damn day. Miss Levette, now I hope I'm saying, I think it's Levitt. She's dope. I love her. She comes out, she to the point. She let people know what time it is, and that's that. We moving on to the next question. But let's get into this, okay? It says Trump, President of the United States, versus New York, right here. Appeal from the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. The Constitution requires an enumeration of the nation's population every 10 years in such a manner as Congress shall by law direct. The resulting census numbers influence consequential national affairs. With the 2020 census count underway, President Trump issued a memorandum to the Secretary of Commerce stating the administration's, oh shoot, I hate that. Stating the administration's, come on, no, not the syllabus, the very front, because it's right here. Maybe it's 2026. Okay, right here. That's the line I want you to get. And you probably already see it, but I just wanted to finish reading that. Sequential Carmen saying the administration's desire to exclude from the appointment base of the 2020 census aliens who are not in a lawful immigration status. So boom, Trump was like, get that shit the hell out of here. We don't want these illegals on it because it's going to give these damn Democrats more power. And they are insane. You see what these people are willing to do for power. They seem like regular street thugs at this point. You have politicians telling people, summons and gang members, hey, where the gang bangers at? Come out here and support us, y'all. Get out here in the street and help whoop these agents' asses. What are y'all doing? This woman is a politician telling the gang bangers to come, outside and join the protesters. Come outside at gangbangers and bang on law enforcement. A politician. Unbelievable. These people are freaking crazy, man. I don't know what anybody's doing. I don't know how we could still have people talking about Democrat, how we could have people going against Trump. If you look at the news and you see the amount of um, just hate towards, the ICE agents or whatever, it's a shame. I feel for the ICE agents. Really, they're great people. They're out there. They just take the people without incident. They try to just talk to the people, get the people in car, and just take them to the detention center and on to the next person. They're really not looking to, have any interactions really with these people. They just want to do their job and on to the next. And I feel for them. These people have been doxxed as well as a lot of MAGA people. A lot of MAGA know about being doxxed, especially if you were vocal during President Trump's first term. So these agents are poor. God bless the family of our border czar, Tom Horman, because I hate to hear that, he had to separate from his family. Okay, you want to talk about separation of family and something that's completely unnecessary, but he's worrying about the safety of his family. And I know something about that. I don't go and visit a lot of my family because ever since I've been vocal about Trump, I've been, tracked, trolled, doxxed. My address got doxxed. I've had people following me and different things like that. So I know what it's like, but I'm not afraid because I know I was standing for the right thing. So I'm never going to be afraid. They can, do whatever they think they're going to do. I'm not worried about it. I go out the door, I say my prayer, and I'm prepared. As much as I can be prepared in New York City, I go out prepared, and that's it because I love my country, and it should. We want it to be ran a certain way. We don't want our countries to be third world shitholes. We don't want our country to be ran like these other people do. We want our government to be straight up, and we have to hold them accountable. A lot of things are going on. There's so much going on in the media with these cases. You got the Diddy case. You got the other Diddy. Well, not the other Diddy. You got Fat Joe. You got, all of these things going on. It's so distracting to stay focused. But it's very important that we pay attention to what's going on with this war in Iran. Just pay attention to it. You don't have to be fearful, but pay attention to all the players and who is saying what. A lot of countries have come out and made threat towards us. China and this and that and the third. And we have to also worry about Mexicans because Iranians and Mexicans are very close. The Iranian prince went out there years ago when Obama was in office. He took a big ship and went out there to Mexico. And now nobody in America knows what the hell was on this ship. Personally, I think it might have been weapons, could be some opium, or we don't know what it was. Nobody did any type of investigation. But I forgot what they call it, but they sure went into Mexico. And in New York, you see the connection between them, the two. You see they work together in a lot of these, stores or whatever. And that's not to say nothing racist or anything like that. I'm just saying that ever since that prince went to Mexico with his huge, huge ship, with nobody knows what was on it, they've been the best of friends. So, I think it's in our interest to get a lot of these cartel people and stuff out of here because we don't know how they're in the working together. We really don't know. And some of these, while we are looking at Iranians, some of these cartel members, could be sleeper cells as well because some of them have online and made threats verbatim about how they are willing to get tough and what they're willing to do just because somebody asked them to go home. So I wanted to show this part with you, but we cannot ever forget the Shield and Cardi B because Cardi B came out during that 2020 census and she encouraged a lot of these illegal aliens. She's responsible for a lot of these illegal aliens filling in the census form when they shouldn't have never touched a census form. Never. I wonder how they mailed it to them if they're illegal aliens. Like, how do you know where the illegal aliens live? You don't know about them. They claim to be in the shadows in New York. They were living in the shadows. So how the hell you know where to mail them a census form? But anyway, moving right along, I want to just get to the clip of Cardi B saying out her own mouth that illegal aliens should fill out the census form. Okay? So we're going to do that next.
Be here to talk to you about your civic duties in 2020. Your community's future is in your hands, not just for the next 4 years, but for the next decade. The 2020 census decides how much power, money, and respect our city gets. In past censuses, Black and brown communities have been undercounted and unseen. The census is for everyone regardless of immigration status. Mi gente presente. Go to my2020census.gov now and fill out 10 simple questions to get counted.
No, but no dough. When I get a bitch, I get a bitch. Right on.